Hey everybody, welcome to Kundalini Yoga Blend. Today I'm going to focus a little bit more on some breath practices. Specifically, we're going to practice Ujjayi Breath, breath of fire, and alternate nostril breathing. So in Ujjayi Breath is the breath that calms the mind but has the effect of energizing the body. And breath of fire is a breath that builds a lot of heat and energy, and alternate nostril breath is a breath that calms by regulating the flow of the inhale and the exhale through the left and the right nostril, which helps. So when we really find a very balanced and even breath, that helps regulate our nervous system. So I'm going to focus on those three breaths along with including some sun salutations and I think some frogs in our practice, just to give it a little bit of heat today. We will be sitting quite a bit, so if you know that feels not always most awesome on your knees or ankles, find a way that it feels good. So that could be sitting in a chair, you could be grabbing a meditation cushion, and if you don't have a meditation cushion, just taking a blanket and rolling it up and sitting on the edge of the blanket can be really helpful to give your hips some height over your knees. So let's go ahead and come onto your mat. Find a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you in this moment. And we'll begin by rubbing the palms. So when we rub the palms, we're balancing the brain. We're also kind of using it as the significance of like, okay, we're going to start our practice. We're building a little energy and heat in the hands. This is an energetic practice, this rubbing of the palms. Your hands are sufficiently kind of warm and ready. Bring them into prayer with the thumbs touching at the sternum. We'll start our practice with a chant of Om Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. This is the chant I bow to the divine wisdom or the teacher within me. Take a breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Pause here and rest in awareness. During our practice today, I will often ask you to simply rest in awareness, and you can treat this as a mini Shavasana where you absorb the benefit of what you've just offered yourself, and also to notice any changes, any shifts in the body, the emotions, the mind, or the spirit. All right, let's start warming up. Bring your hands down to your thighs and roll the shoulders. Just roll the shoulders, rolling them back one at a time. Waking up the upper body. And then find a sweet spot. Reverse the direction of your shoulder rolls, rolling forward one at a time. And as you breathe during practices where if I don't give you a specific breath, Then you're striving just to breathe in and out the nose at an even rate. So the inhale is the same length as the exhale. It's also a breath that helps to regulate your nervous system. And let that go. Inhale, take the shoulders up, squeeze, and exhale, drop. Bottom release. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, drop. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, drop. Bring the hands, slide them to the front of the shins. Inhale, cow pose, shifting forward, widening through the collarbones, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, cat pose, round your back, tuck your chin. You can gently pull on your shins. Inhale, cow, shifting forward. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep moving with your own breath. And then start to circle around the base of the spine. So flowing with the breath, inhaling in the front, exhaling in the back. For the most part in our breath practices in yoga, we try to match an inhale to the opening of the body. So when the body naturally opens, we want to be in alignment with that and we want to inhale. And when the body closes, we want to be in alignment with that and we want to exhale. As you circle, notice where you're feeling this. Maybe close the eyes. And then find a sweet spot, reverse the direction of your circle. Your circles can be big, they can be small. Sit up nice and tall, breath in. Exhale, uncross the legs. So uncross the legs, send them long. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt it down. Start with a soft knee. Soft knee, unless maybe if it's nighttime for you and your legs are a little more open and maybe you have the space to straighten them, you can do that. Walk the hands back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt it down. Slide the hands up the length of the legs. Reach up. Melt down. Take your hands and slide them up your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, melt down. And you can be going faster or much slower than me. And let's take one more and we'll hold this seated forward fold just a little bit longer. Breath in. Exhale, walk back. Cross your legs your non-dominant way if you're crossing legs. Otherwise, you can still stay in that, and maybe in a chair, other seated position. Inhale, reach the hands high. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring the left hand to the outside of the thigh. Your right hand is going to come down to the block or the floor, or fingertips can be really nice because we want to sit up super tall. No slouching or rounding. Looking over the shoulder the best that you can. Take a breath in. Exhale, take the head, just the head, and look left, over the left shoulder now. Breath in. Exhale, look right. Inhale, look left. Exhale, look right. Inhale, hands high, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to the outside of the thigh, left hand plants down. Block mat or fingertips, or even your meditation cushion if you're using one. Hips are staying squared to the long end of your mat or the short end of your mat, depending on which way you're facing. So that means that your left hip is reaching forward. When we twist this way, your left hip will want to go with your shoulder. And we're trying to actually keep it squared. So the left hip stays squared. So then the rotation and twist comes more of this middle back rib cage area and not in the low back of the hips. Breath in. Exhale, take the head and look right. Inhale, look left. Exhale, look right. Inhale, look left. Exhale, look right. And inhale, take both hands high, reach all the way up. Hands come to the heart and down, back to the thighs. All right, we're going to move back to a breath practice. And our breath practice is going to be Ujjayi Breath. Ujjayi Breath is a very common yoga breath practice, and often if you're not being cued a breath practice, this is the breath practice that you would default to besides an even inhale or exhale. Ujjayi Breath calms the mind but energizes the body. So to start this breath, you bring the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And actually, scratch that. Before we even do that, this breath is like you're fogging up a mirror, and you're fogging up a mirror both outwardly and inwardly, as if there was a mirror in the back of your throat. So let's get that breath going first. So take a breath in through your nose. Exhale, fog up a mirror out the mouth first. So you're breathing out the mouth as if you're going to fog up a mirror. Breath in. Exhale it out. Breath in. Exhale it out. All right, now you're going to take that same breath out. And you're going to breathe it out the nose outwardly. And then you're going to also breathe it in through the nose inwardly, as if there was a mirror in the back of your throat. And you're going to fog up the mirror in the back of your throat. So let's try that. And the mouth is closed. This is all in through the nose, out through the nose. And if you're doing it correctly, it should be pretty audible. It becomes very oceanic in quality. It has a noise to it, kind of like people call it a Darth Vader breath, because that's the breath you're going to get. So after you've got it, then we'll bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. And we do so because we're trying to activate certain parts of the brain, kind of like with mudras, and we're hitting like these energy meridians and points. You're doing the same thing in your mouth with your tongue. So bring your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and you can close the eyes or not close the eyes, your choice. If you are closing the eyes, you can bring your drishti, your focal point, into your third eye, center of your brow. And we're just going to breathe with this Ujjayi breath for at least 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and begin. So you go ahead and keep going with that Ujjayi breath. I want to give you an ejection button. So for some of these practices, sometimes they just don't jive with your body. Just like all yoga poses are not meant for all bodies, sometimes breath practices are not meant for you as well. And if that is ever the case, your default that you can go to is simply an even breath in and an even breath out. So inhaling for a count of 3 or 4 through the nose, exhaling out for 3 or 4 through the nose. So that's your ejection button. If you're like, oh my gosh, I can't get this Ujjayi breath and it's not making sense for me. But that's where you're going to go to, just an even breath. We're just over a minute into this practice. Keep going. Keep your eyes closed if it feels comfortable. Focal point at the third eye. Take one more round of your Ujjayi breath. And then allow your breath to soften and find a natural rhythm, rest and awareness here of your breath practice. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. So that was our Ujjayi breath. Feel free to utilize this breath anytime during a practice if you are not being specifically cued to a certain breath practice. From here, let's roll forward into table. And so you can roll forward or you can sweep the feet off to the side, whatever works best for your knees. Spread your fingers nice and wide like starfish. Stack the shoulders over the elbows and wrists. Little softness in the elbows. Inhale, cow pose. Sink the belly. Lift and open the heart. Exhale, cat pose. Round your back. Tuck your chin. Inhale, cow. And then we're going to change it just a little bit. Exhale, child's pose. Keep the knees in the same line though. So keep the knees in the same line, drop the elbows down. So it's like the hands, the wrists, the elbows, and the kneecaps are all in the same line. Forehead gravitates towards the mat. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, cow. Cat. Cow. Child's pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Start with a very generous bend in your knees, downward facing dog. Drawing the chest and the belly close to the tops of your thighs. Feel the weight of your hands consciously press down either into the tops of the palms or into the elbows, the thumbs, and the first finger. And your ears line with your biceps. Your belly pulls in, so there's strength in the core. Tailbone lifts up. So if you're arching your low back and then scoop your belly in again, and then maybe you start to straighten your legs. Maybe that feels like enough. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Feet stepping wide. Release and let go of head, neck, and shoulders. You can sway gently right to left. Or the little yes and no nod of the head. Breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold, heel toe the feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your shoulder blades together and down, reaching the crown of your head long. So you want this nice flat back shape. And you can come down lower if you can maintain that flat back. So the hands can come to the mat, hands can come to blocks if you're still finding a flat back. But if you notice you're starting to round, then come back to the thighs. And if you're rounding even with hands on shins, you could even come up even higher. Shoulder blades together and down. You're lifting your tailbone. Lift your tailbone like you're going to stick out your butt, arch your back, and then scoop your belly. Now the intention here is to open up the backs of the legs. So see what you feel. Are you feeling your hamstrings right back here? Exhale, forward fold, melt it down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reverse dive, hinge at the hips. Scoop your belly on the way up. Hands, and then come to the heart. Hands come to the heart, mountain pose. All right, we're going to move through a few Sun Salutations with a low lunge and a dragon. So if you know that you like blocks with dragon, go ahead and set your blocks up on either side of your mat. Inhale, hands high, reach up, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hip again, scoop your belly, diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, any variation. Plant the hands, step back, lunge forward, lower down. Come up into, I like a little baby cobra, especially if it's morning time and I'm just starting out. I'm not interested in a super big up dog. Exhale, down dog. You are listening to the wisdom of your own body and see what kind of chaturanga you like. You can do a cat-cow chaturanga too, which is really nice. If you're not sure about those variations, go check out my YouTube video on how to chaturanga all the ways. Adding on, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, right foot all the way through. In between the hands, front knee lines with ankle, and then sink the back knee. Inhale, dragon pose. Letting your hips melt down, targeting the hip flexor and the psoas area. Exhale, low lunge. Step back plank. Move through your chaturanga, launching forward. Elbows hug the body. Coming up into cobra, baby cobra. You could do sphinx pose. You could skip the chaturangas altogether and go right from plank to down dog. Left leg high. Low lunge. Line up your knees and ankles first. Inhale, dragon. Sink the right knee to the mat. Hands rise. Now here's in dragon, some people like blocks. If I'm going to be here a long time, I definitely like blocks. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge, plank, chaturanga. In your cobra or upward dog, keep in mind your abdominals and your glutes. You're lightly engaging them. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Reverse dive all the way up. Hands to the heart. Take a moment, pause, close your eyes, and rest in awareness. Noticing body, emotions, thoughts, spirit. When you're ready, inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, dragon. Exhale, low lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. Now, if you want to go slower, go slower. Down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Low lunge. Dragon. Low lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. Down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Rest in awareness. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. Let's roll through one more. Inhale, mountain pose, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Thinking about your abdominals and your glutes and your cobra. Or your up dog. Ending in down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Low lunge. Inhale, dragon. Low lunge. Chaturanga. Down dog. Left leg high. Low lunge. Dragon. Low lunge. Plank. Chaturanga. Down dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Mountain pose. Hands to the heart. Rest in awareness. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. Go ahead and turn on your mat. And bring the feet maybe about hips width apart, actually wider than that. Bring your feet wider than the hips. And we're going to slowly sink down into Malasana. So let's just bend the knees and shift a little bit side to side. And then we're going to slowly kind of sink it down into Malasana. And you can keep that movement going. Now some variations for Malasana, because not everybody can get this slow. You can use a block underneath your butt, or even 2 blocks. You can use the edge of a chair to sit on, and then just open the knees nice and wide. Nice variation. Remember, your practice is always your own, and not all poses are meant for all bodies, or all poses are meant to be adapted to your body. Shifting left to right, and then settle down into your Malasana. So what we're setting up here for is some frogs, and frogs are super strengthening for the lower body, and they're going to build some heat in this practice. A couple of choices for your frogs. So the most intense variation is to have the heels up and touching. So your heels are off the floor, you're on the balls of the feet, your heels touch, and then you drop your head and lift your butt. A second variation is to spread the feet wide, have your heels up and off the mat. And then a third variation is to let the heels sink down. And actually, that's my favorite variation because other variations seem to not jive with my body, so I don't like them. So you choose the one that feels the best and works for you the most. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, lift the hips, drop the head. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, drop and lift. And we're trying to keep the hands connected to the floor the whole time. Inhale, and if your hands don't easily connect to the floor, voila, grab a block or 2 blocks. Use your block as your base. Breath in. Exhale, lift your butt. Inhale, drop and lift. Exhale. Inhale. Think open. Exhale, close. Inhale. Exhale. Now, a couple different choices for your breath. You could do a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. You could use your Ujjayi breath here. So if you want to practice that Ujjayi breath, let's do it. Mouth is closed, tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth, making that audible oceanic breath quality. About 8 more to go. Let's do 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1 more. Come here. Slide back on your butt. Seated position. Rest in awareness. Rest in awareness. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. All right. We're shifting to another breath practice, a breath of fire. So breath of fire is a really strong breath out the nose. And it correlates with a pumping of the navel. So as you breathe out, your belly pulls in, kind of pushing the air out. And you can do breath of fire a few different ways. You can do it slower, or you can progress and make it a little bit faster. But a faster breath of fire is definitely more advanced practice. So with this breath, first, let's just get the functions, the fundamentals of this breath going. And it's a really strong breath out the nose. Imagine you're blowing candles out using just your nose. So let's do that first. Breath in, exhale out the nose. Really strong. Breath in, exhale out the nose, like you're blowing birthday candles out. So that is the breath. Now, let's match it by pulling the belly in on the exhale. So take a breath in, belly is soft. Exhale, inhale, fill up. Exhale, pull the belly in. Inhale, exhale. So it's a really strong breath out with a pulling of the navel in. Let's do it slow to start. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So that's our breath of fire slow. Now, if you're wanting to try it faster, the out breath goes so strong that there's almost this automatic recoil of the breath in, so you're not actually thinking about the inhale. If you're doing the breath slow, you're thinking about the inhale. You're thinking, okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you're doing it fast, we're trying to like take the thought of the inhale out, and it becomes automatic because you're pushing the air out so rapidly. It's like this recoil effect. Looks like this. Really fast, pumping the navel, pressing it out, 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 out. And then the inhale is eventually will get more naturally just pulled in. So we're going to do this breath for about 3 minutes, and I want you to choose either that slow variation or you can play around with the fast. And at any point, if you need to just like stop and kind of reset, do that. And if this breath practice is not for you, you're going to focus on a strong breath in through the nose and a strong breath out through the nose. So, and make sure the breath is even. So even breath in, even breath out, if that's the breath that you're choosing as a variation of breath of fire. Let's go ahead, begin. Breath in. Exhale. Keep that breath going. So this is a breath that builds a lot of muscular strength into the abdominals because this pumping of the navel. So keep that pumping going. It also is a breath that targets in on our solar plexus or our third chakra, the Manipura, and it really helps to ignite the fire. So the element here is fire, and this breath is like stoking the fire of your solar plexus or your third chakra. Keep it going. We got about 2 minutes left. One more minute. Yes, you can. Keep it going. And if you need to stop and restart, do that. If you're choosing just a strong breath in and a strong breath out, match the navel pumping. So the navel pulls in on your exhale, even if you're doing just the strong breath. And I don't want to say just the strong breath, because doing a strong breath in, a strong breath out, pumping to the navel is an awesome breath all by itself. Last little bit here. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a full deep breath in. Exhale it out. Pause here. Rest in awareness, noticing your own self. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. Feel free to adjust your lower body as needed. We're going to flow into a meditation. So if you want your cushion again, if you're feeling like you want to connect your butt to some height on a pillow or meditation cushion, go ahead and grab it. So our meditation we're going to choose is the practice of metta. And metta is a loving kindness meditation practice. And for today's practice, we're going to invite it in just to ourselves. There's a very much longer extension of this practice, which we'll get to in other classes. But for today, it's going to be just on ourself. And the words are, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, and may I be at ease in the world. May I be at ease in the world. And before we do this, so the point is to take like loving kindness and direct it towards ourselves. And that is because here in the West, we can be our own worst critic and our own worst judge upon ourselves night and day. And so we want to bring some loving kindness back into ourselves. To do so, I want you first to think about something that invokes some love or a loving feeling for you. So if you have pets, it could be your pet, your fur baby, it could be a child, it could be an object that someone gave to you that really means something to you, it could be a memory that just makes you feel kind of warm and fuzzy, or a movie or lyrics to a song. Take a moment and connect with the feeling of love or of loving kindness, or even contentment would be nice here as well. I'll take a moment. All right, let that feeling sit in your body, your heart space. Find a comfortable position for your hands. You can go palms down or palms up, or any mudra if you'd like to invoke a mudra. And I'm going to offer you the words for about 3 or 4 rounds, and then we'll do some rounds silently. And this is all to yourself. So I'm going to say it out loud. You're going to repeat it to yourself silently. I'll do about 3 or 4 rounds with you, and then we'll keep going for a few more minutes silently. Sitting up nice and tall, let your shoulders melt down, crown of your head reaching up. Bring that loving feeling, that memory, whatever it is, into your heart space. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be at ease in the world. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be at ease in the world. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be at ease in the world. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I be at ease in the world. Keep going on your own. And if you forget the words or you get lost, just grab onto whatever you can. So if you remember one line, grab onto that line and repeat it. Go ahead and take one more round. Go ahead and let that go. Pause here for a moment and rest in awareness. As you rest in awareness after this practice, you might notice if that felt easy for you, challenging, if you felt scattered and had to keep really redirecting back to the words. Just notice that without adding a judgment to it. And then for our last breath practice, I was going to do alternate nostril breathing, but I think as a kind of a variation of that and a way to help us just really like get super calm, we're going to breathe just out of the left nostril. So our inhale and our exhale being even regulates the nervous system, and having the breath flow equally out of each nostril also helps regulate your nervous system. And when we breathe just out of the left side, it invokes more of a calm space. When we breathe out of the right side, this invites kind of the action and the let's get going. And the left side invokes like the calm and the rest and digest. So when we breathe evenly out of both nostrils, that's how our nervous system is in balance. And when we breathe just out of one side, it can help kind of fire us up or calm us down. So you're going to take whatever finger you'd like, and you're just going to gently press the right nostril close. And when you press a little bit higher up, so not right at the opening, but a little bit higher. Gently press, and we're going to breathe out the left side. And if for any reason, if you're having stuffy nose issues and this breath doesn't work for you, I want you to focus on a longer exhale breath than an inhale breath. So you might inhale for a count of 3 or 4, or exhale and then exhale for 5 or 6 or even 7. So if this breath is not going to work for you for whatever reason, that's a nice variation of focusing on the longer exhale, because the exhale is the calming part of the nervous system. Go ahead, begin. We'll be here for a few minutes. Go ahead, take one more round, and then let that go. Pause here, resting in awareness. Breath in. Exhale, open the eyes. Make your way onto your back. Have a block handy. You're going to take your block and bring it in between your thighs. Give it a little squeeze. Give the block a little squeeze, kind of to reset the pelvis and soften. And then hug the knees in towards the chest. And twist to the left, twist to the left. Now, if you like that block in place, go ahead and leave it there. And the idea is for it to make this twist a little bit softer. Or maybe it might feel good to take your block and put it underneath your bottom leg. So use the block as needed or not needed. Cactus the arms, 90-degree bend in the elbows. Pause and breathe. A slow, soft breath. Breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Reset yourself. Reset. Give your block a little squeeze again in the inner thighs. Soften, let that go. Hug the knees in, and then twist to the right. Breath in. Exhale, come back. Reset the hips. Give your block a little squeeze. And then to end our practice, we'll come into Shavasana, or option for a restorative posture. It's taking your block and you're going to slide it underneath your low back, kind of your low back sacrum area. So that's an option for you if you want that. Hands along the sides of the body. Breath is very soft and even. Becomes very quiet. Your breath now becomes so soft, so quiet. Even you cannot hear your own breath. If you're wanting a longer Shavasana, please stay here. If you're ready to move on, you can slowly slide your block out. If you're on it, coming down vertebrae by vertebrae, lengthen the tailbone to the heels. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Find a little bit of movement. Maybe a yawn. Maybe a stretch. Then you make your way onto either side. Fetal child's pose. As a transition, pause here for a moment. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly come up. We're going to end our practice kind of the way we started, with a rubbing of the palms and a chant. And so we're going to chant Sat Nam, spelled Satnam, but we chant it as Sat Nam. Very long on the Sat, very short on the Nam. Sat Nam translates into I am truth, or truth is my identity. Rub the palms first. We'll do one really nice long Sat Nam. Hands come to the heart, close the eyes, inhale, exhale to chant. Sa. Nam. Sat Nam, friends. Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice.